Alrighty, so week 3, video 4 on assessing your nuc after installation. Just a quick recap on this one if you're just joining us. It was a nuc with a caged queen. The caged queen was not accepted, and so I have a queen bank, so I introduced another one which we had to actually release from the cage last week. And so now we're going to check and just see whether they've accepted her and just kind of the overall status. In my last video I mentioned I was going to grab a frame of brood from another hive. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but just beginning assessment. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see the amount of activity of the bees coming in the front of the hive with pollen. That's already a really good sign. Bees that, or colonies rather, that are queenless will oftentimes be kind of, what's that word? Not nostalgic. They might be that too, nostalgic for the days of their queen, but just low on energy. And so when you see them foraging actively like that, that's always a good sign. And let's see, take a look inside. Now already they do seem quieter. I am seeing new wax drawn out, which is great. And I'll show you what I mean. It's always a good idea when you're getting into your colony to pry the outside frame out first, just so that you're not squishing bees. So pull that out. That gives us room to work. I use liquid smoke, something some beekeepers introduced me. Okay, see, look at this. So we've got the 5 frames originally from the nuc. Now they're already starting to build out the frames on the outside with this beautiful white wax. And two, like, if you go back and listen to, I can't remember whether it was 2 videos ago or whatever, but there was a roar. But today, very quiet, very content. Once again, I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing here. Beautiful white wax. So they have some nectar flow coming in. I haven't given them any new nectar in their feeder, so that's what they're foraging. Put this back. All right. Quick rule of thumb, just in case you may not know, when you start seeing the bees look up at you, when you're seeing little lines of bees looking up at you, that's why it's a good idea to give them a little more smoke, or whatever you're using to keep them calm. This is a good frame of honey here. I can just feel the weight, so I'm actually going to keep going. And let's see here. That's pollen, honey, aha, and eggs. Cool. Okay, so we know that she is laying, and it's pretty hard to show you eggs on the phone there, but they really do look like little grains of rice. That's kind of the best way to describe them. Lots of larvae actually on this one. So what I'm going to do, whenever you have a new queen that's just starting to build her brood nest, you want to disturb her as little as possible and give the colony the chance to just accept her, get her going. And so we're going to close this up. If I get around to adding another frame of brood from another colony, great. But kind of the whole idea of what I was wanting to do with these videos is you know, the typical hobbyist beekeeper, what resources are you typically going to have? And, you know, maybe you do have 2 hives, so you can grab a frame of brood from your other one if it's doing well. But I think probably I'm just going to leave this as is so that we can just kind of watch the progress of a colony that was in trouble but is now looking like it's on the right track to getting back to where it needs to be. So let's see here. There was another nuke that I installed. Look at the beautiful, beautiful activity here of in front of that colony. That is what you want to see. Okay, now I'm trying to remember which one was the nuke that I just installed here. So let's see. Find it. It might have been this one. Nope, don't think so. It's a little more established than what this one looks right. Okay, so let's take a peek in here and see what's going on. Let's see how I can set this up here. Let's see if that works. Okay. So once again, always a good idea to remove an outside frame first so that you're not crushing bees. And then I'm going to skip a couple of frames, go for the middle one, and see what we have here. Okay, so this is a really, really nice frame. You have honey here. You have capped brood that is hatching, along with larvae, larvae that are around the same age that are coming in. So that is a yeah, that's looking very, very good. Lots and lots of larvae here as well. And so, to be honest with you, typically, if this was me just working the bees, I'm going to close this hive up now. The other thing that I might check for is just the overall weight, like just to see, do they feel light? This feels like it's probably about 15 pounds or so, which I know they're going to have plenty enough feed. I don't have to worry about them starving. But it is a good idea this time of year to keep a watch on their weight. Make sure that, because you know, the weather's unpredictable, and especially if a colony, especially if a colony is strong, they can starve on you really quick. I've had that happen. It's a horrible feeling when you go out to what was a booming colony and they're all lethargic. That was the word I was trying to think of earlier. All lethargic and starving. It's pretty, once a colony's in that situation, it's pretty hard to bring them back. They lose a lot of momentum. But anyway, so hopefully this has been helpful for you, and we'll come back next week and see how our nuke is doing. So anyways, happy beekeeping. By the way, today's date is May 21st, 2019.